If you've ever had a dream client slide their way into your DMs or email you directly, thought to yourself, heck yeah, and then immediately panicked because your process looks more like a hot mess than a streamlined on-brand experience, then this video is for you. Today we're talking about how to go from hey to pay by building an on-brand, streamlined client experience using one of my favorite tools, HoneyBook. Hey, I'm Matthew, brand designer, business coach, and sustainable business advocate. And after helping hundreds of creatives and consultants turn their messy workflow into something that actually feels and does and looks good, I wanted to share what that process actually looks like so you can model it in your own business. As always, there are timestamps and resources in the description below. So without any further ado, let's dive in. All right, let's kickstart things with this. Your brand experience is your client experience, period. They are interconnected, my friend. You could have the prettiest logo in the world, but if someone inquires and gets ghosted for a week, or if they can't figure out how to inquire on your website, or worse, they don't even know how they can pay you, that says more about your brand than any perfectly curated Instagram grid ever could. Remember, the moment someone fills out your contact form, the real question, I don't know why I did that, but the real question they're silently asking themselves is, can I trust this person? Are they organized? Will they actually deliver results? Are they enjoyable to work with? And the good news is you can design that trustworthy experience on purpose. And when you do, it helps your dream client say yes faster with more trust and less friction for both you and the client in question. Enter HoneyBook. Yep, the client relationship management tool you may or may not have heard so much about. If you've been on my channel for some time now, you definitely know that I am a big advocate of small business owners and solo entrepreneurs using a CRM software, and you very well are aware of my affinity with HoneyBook in particular. So HoneyBook is the exact software that I use in my business, and I've used it for the past 5 years to scale my revenue past 6 figures and also gain a whole lot of peace of mind in the process. And the good news is I'm not just a HoneyBook user, I am literally a certified HoneyBook Pro. I've tested the system inside and out for myself and taught hundreds of clients across many different industries how to utilize the software to create an on-brand experience. So yes, HoneyBook is the CRM that I recommend, but the process of creating a on-brand experience is way more than just using HoneyBook. It's about bringing your brand to life through how you actually work, right? From first inquiry to final notice and all those wonderful milestones in between. So what does all of that actually look like? Well, let's use my own process as an example. So first I'm going to talk through my overall workflow so that you can get a better idea on how you could use a software like HoneyBook to create that on-brand experience, right? One that's simple for you to set up and easy for your clients to inquire, pay, book, sign, do all of the things. Okay, so here's what it looks like in my business. So first, folks can go to my website, look at all my shiny case studies and more information about our services, and then they can click on a work together button. This button brings them to a lead capture form that looks and feels like an extension of my own website. After inquiring, I'm able to send back a customized but also automated email reply letting them know that I've received their inquiry and I'll get back to them within 48 to 72 hours. After that, they're able to self-schedule with me to get on my calendar. No more 17 DMs back and forth with that email ping pong. And then also includes helpful meeting reminders, which clients and myself love. After I talk to folks on a discovery call, I then am able to send pretty quickly custom branded proposals, which are including service selection, automatic invoicing, contracts, and a payment portal. all packaged together in one. Speaking of those like secure payments that go out and show up on time. And then once someone is onboarded, they have access to my clean, beautiful client portal that gives folks the confidence knowing that they can always find the files that have to do with our projects. And of course, once we've actually started the service delivery side of things, I have automated workflows at a handful of different touch points, from service delivery to offboarding, that save me hours every single month by following up, reaching out, and moving things along my pipeline, all in my very own voice, cadence, and the visual look and feel of my brand. All right, let's talk through the full journey a bit deeper, shall we, and see what you can model what I do in HoneyBook so you yourself can go from hey to pay in an on-brand way. Step 1 is the inquiry phase, right? This is when a potential client fills out your HoneyBook lead form. Now, this isn't just contact information like what's your name, your email, your phone, which of course is helpful and necessary. I also like to ask, what's your timeline? What's your budget? What outcome are you actually hoping to achieve once we work together? This sort of mutual qualification is huge for both the user and me on the back end. It helps both of us decide early if we're a good fit for each other. Now, some folks may not even submit the form because after a few carefully curated questions, they realize, you know what? I need this like tomorrow or yesterday, and it sounds like this vendor doesn't work last minute. So I'll go find some other sucker, just kidding, and hire them, or do it myself. Right, so that mutual qualification is so helpful because it gives the lead the opportunity to submit or say like, you know what, either they're out of my budget or maybe we're not really the best fit, all of that good stuff before even submitting. The second step is that instant confirmation. So they submit the inquiry form and then immediately they get an email that says, hey, name, which HoneyBook personalizes for me. I don't have to touch it. Thanks for reaching out. Here's what's next. Right? This is your first automation and it sets the expectation that, wow, they got back to me. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or super complex, but just a message that's saying, hey, we received your message, that little personalization with the name, it's an email from you. It feels so just personal and quick and a really nice touch point to kickstart things. So let's say after you've looked at their inquiry, you've gone through some questions, you now have the opportunity to send back an email based on a template that you created that includes your calendar link so that this lead could book a discovery call. Right? So no more chasing people down or juggling different time zones. Now, some folks, myself included, like to take it a step further and combine these separate steps into an all-in-one inquiry experience where folks can go to your website, click your lead form, which includes in one fell swoop the intake questions and the scheduler, so that by the time an inquiry actually hits your pipeline, you already know they pre-qualified themselves and they scheduled a call, all without any of that back and forth. When I tell you, even the initial version of that, where it is separate, is gonna change the game for you. This next level of being able to combine everything gives you that confidence of like, wow, this person booked the call, they know my services, they know my process, they know how I work. I'm so excited to hop on this call with them. Step 4 is the proposal, contract, or invoice piece, right? So here's where the magic really happens. After your discovery call, let's say you're a fit, right? So you tell your client to expect a proposal by end of the day. Meanwhile, on the back end, you know that it will actually only take you a matter of minutes or honestly a few seconds to get this prepped. So here's what you do. You go to your client's workspace, which chances are on your discovery call, you already have it open. You then create a new smart file using one of your previously designed templates. And this smart file contains all 3 pieces to the get paid puzzle, right? The proposal, the contract, and the invoice. Maybe you go in and tweak a line item based on the scope of your project, but then you hit the send button, and because HoneyBook already knows the email template that you like to send for proposals, it updates the hey client name field in the body of the email or even in the subject, and then sends it to the lead. Your lead gets to read it, they sign the contract, they select their services, they submit their deposit or the full payment, all in one go. And at this point, your client and your bank account are probably shook because they are so impressed by your sales process. It's clean, it's simple, it's all digital, it is safe, it's secure, and it's also on brand. Now, step 5 is the part of my business that I really get excited about, and that's the project kickoff. Right, so this is where HoneyBook sends a branded welcome email after they submit that payment and sends them some onboarding materials. So what could this look like? This could include a prep guide with a link to book your official kickoff call to automatically get on that calendar. They already know how to do this from the scheduling the kickoff, the discovery session, so it's familiar again, which again builds that confidence and trust. Maybe you also include a checklist you need completed before taking any next steps. And the best part is that this onboarding file lives in their client portal, so they always know where things stand. After that, let's say you get to work doing your thing and getting the work done, knowing that you can track your client's progress with ease through your project pipeline, as well as automate follow-ups along the way, whether it be following up with someone who didn't yet complete the onboarding form or any other file that you send throughout your process. So from start to finish, it is smooth, branded, and most importantly, when it comes to business, it's scalable. And even at the end, right, like after a project is completed, you can also automate offboarding for testimonial requests, friendly check-ins, a reminder to yourself 3 months later to write a handwritten note. It's all of these little automated and also optimized touches along the way that go a long way, with folks being inspired to refer you to other people because it was such an enjoyable experience, but also maybe leaning into an upsell that you invite them into down the road, or they come back to you for more because your process was just so spectacular. Now, I know what you're thinking. Matthew, you mentioned automation a couple of times, and in the world of ChatGPT, all this automation can sometimes feel a little robotic. But here's where HoneyBook excels, in my opinion. HoneyBook uses a mix of in-house AI, my words, not theirs, plus automation to help you truly create space for you to show up and be more personal where it really counts in your business. So HoneyBook handles all the busy work on the back end so you can focus on the connection on the front end. For example, in my business, a sales strategy that I've used is actually to send like custom welcome videos using a software called Loom. I think some other folks have used something called BombBomb and other ones. They're just like these little mini videos that I can send in emails. And so HoneyBook may remind you to record these videos, write a handwritten note, or do some sort of a mid-project check-in to just like remind you to go do something. But it can also take it a step further if you're comfortable with it and handle all of that, my business coach calls it administrivia, right? All of that back-end stuff that is so time-consuming, the follow-ups, the manual check-ins, marking off where they are in the process, all of that. You can take that off your plate with HoneyBook automation so that you can focus on being the best coach, consultant, or service provider you can be. After all, chances are, if you're like me, you didn't go into business to worry about all of the logistics. You went into business because you're damn good at what you do and you enjoy the work that you do. So why not spend more time doing the things you actually enjoy and less time on the back-end admin that doesn't require your time and attention? So here's how I see it. You should always let a software, it doesn't have to be HoneyBook, but in this case, we're talking about HoneyBook, let a CRM like HoneyBook automate the logistics for you so that you can personalize the experience when it matters most. When you show up on the discovery call and you have your AI meeting prep notes to the right of the screen and you know that, someone's kid name is Larry or they vacationed in this place or, whatever information that they maybe have given you throughout the process, it's surfaced for you here so that you can stay in the moment and also recall those personalized callbacks. And then also being able to notify you when something maybe needs your attention or notify you that an email draft is ready for your review. HoneyBook gives you that flexibility to step in and step out when you don't want to be. It's kind of like cruise control in a car. You can like have cruise control on, but then when you want to like step back on the gas, you have that opportunity to do so. All right, so I know I just walked through like a picture perfect experience using HoneyBook, and so I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the most common pitfalls I see most often and how to avoid them. And this is applicable across, honestly, any CRM, so any client relationship manager, or honestly, any type of a software that you're learning for the first time. Mistake number one, automating too much, too fast, and too soon. My recommendation is to always start small. Only automate once you realize that you've started to repeat yourself, right? So if you start to say, oh, I keep sending this type of an email, make a template. That's not an automation, but the automation could be sending that email at a certain stage in your process, right? After somebody books, instead of manually either copying and pasting from a Google Doc into your Gmail, some onboarding instructions and renaming the person's or adding in the person's name and all of that stuff. Let HoneyBook do that work for you, but only once you've reached that point that you have the data to inform the decision that you want to automate, right? So again, start small, focus on like one workflow at a time, and then refine as you go. Do not feel like you need to sign up with HoneyBook or any other CRM and automate till the cows come home, especially if you've never worked with clients. Please don't do that. You'll put the cart before the horse and it'll be a terrible mess. Start small, one thing at a time, and then allow yourself the opportunity to gather the data that informs the automations. So number two is generic template. Make sure that the emails, files, proposals, forms actually look, sound, and feel like you. If you already have a brand identity and a website and a brand guide, make sure that you're following all of that guidance by bringing those fonts, those typefaces, the colors, the textures, the voice, the tone, the messaging into everything inside of your CRM. HoneyBook makes it easy to update your brand kit and your company theme. And you just want to make sure that, again, like emails that are automated have those personal touches. They don't sound robotic or too salesy, right? They sound like you and they sound personal. That way, when HoneyBook automatically changes like the name from Hi first name to Hi Matthew, all the rest of it also sounds like you're actually communicating with them, right? And it feels more of a personalized experience, a one-to-one experience, as opposed to I'm just like copying and pasting this here. Mistake three is no follow-up. This is a big one. So the fortune is in the follow-up, my friend, and HoneyBook makes it easy to automate simple and gentle reminders, send check-ins, and move people through your pipeline with intention, whether it's following up on someone who didn't complete an onboarding form before your initial kickoff call, or it's a follow-up on a payment, right? Or an offboarding follow-up saying, hey, it was so wonderful to work with you. The fortune is in the follow-up. I'm not saying like only focus on making money, but you're a business, and if you want more people to hire you, you want to make sure that you're able to remind folks when they're delayed on something. You want to help them move throughout the process so someone can say, wow, you know what? I really appreciate all those follow-ups that Matthew gave me because, yeah, I was actually behind on that and I totally forgot and I dropped the ball and this was helpful. It's the same for whenever we get automated email reminders for a Zoom call, right? Which HoneyBook does as well. Those little reminders keep us feeling like we can trust our service provider. And a little bit of a pro tip, test your process, fill out your form, read the emails, ask, does this feel like my brand? HoneyBook makes it easy to go to your actual inquiry form, type in using your own personal email or a friend's email or a cousin's email or a stranger's email that you just met, being able to test out the process and say, does this feel organic? Does this feel helpful? Is this process streamlined for both the user and you on the back end? Is it helpful? Because if it's not, that's a sign that something could be tweaked, something could be optimized. So as we get towards the end of this video, I want to leave you with a thought around scaling with systems. So when your client experience is buttoned up and on brand. You're not just saving time, but you're also building trust. You're telling people, hey, I respect your time, I value your investment, I've done this before, and I've got you, right? Whether you're scaling a team, selling VIP days, or simply trying to stop duct taping your process together, guilty, right? I've totally done that. A software like HoneyBook can give you a clean, confident foundation to grow your business with intention, with purpose, and with ease. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you are curious about trying out HoneyBook for yourself or any other CRM, I've got some resources for you down in the description below. If you do feel like HoneyBook is a fit for you, you'll actually save 30% thanks to my educator link. So thanks to HoneyBook for allowing my people to get a discount on the software. I've been using HoneyBook for over 6 years now, and it has truly changed the game for me in my business, and I know it will do the same for you. If you found this video helpful, have more questions about creating a seamless client experience from hey to pay, or you want to know more about how I help clients build their workflow using HoneyBook, please drop a note and a comment in the comments below. I read every single one of them, and the more questions I get asked, the more types of tutorials or training videos or more strategic videos like this one I can create. And please, if you are curious about working together, I have a free discovery call link below. You could also DM me on Instagram, where you'll find me at Good Brand Partners. And of course, if you want more no fluff content on building your brand with clarity and confidence, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a future video. So until next time, keep making good out there.